Oh, it's the Rarity Show. Yes, it's the Rarity Show. Oh, how can you have a story without the fashion pony we know? On to the Rarity Show. Oh, yes, the Rarity Show. Come join the pony who looks like a marshmallow. Seriously, 3 Rarity episodes in a row? Have we ever gotten this much focus on one character so consistently aside from maybe Twilight? I'm certainly not complaining, because Made in Manhattan is definitely another solid entry in the series. I wouldn't call it brilliant or creative compared to a lot of the other episodes in MLP, but an enjoyable presentation that just leaves you feeling motivated to do more. The story begins with Twilight showing just how little she has to do these days. This isn't the first time Twilight wanted to be a part of what's going on around Equestria either, and I get the feeling it won't be the last. It would appear that the writers are setting up future episodes where Twilight will be unexpectedly needed somewhere. And scenes like these are making sure we don't forget about her main character status in the show. Though considering all the episodes in Season 5 thus far, Twilight really is getting less focus and screen time than at any other point in the show's history. I wonder what this will be leading up to. In the meantime, though, we get another great episode where Applejack and Rarity are taking the lead roles. And they're even building upon past episodes with the return of the Sisterhood Social. I know it was only briefly mentioned a couple times here, but I have no doubt we'll be seeing an episode focused on Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle soon enough. In fact, it's quite obvious we're getting more references to older episodes these days than at any other point in the show's history.
Oh, Manehattan! What'd you do to me?
Once again, kudos to the writers for making all these stories feel a little more connected so we're getting more of a grand story overall. Seeing Rarity and Applejack interacting again shows just how much they've come to respect each other over the years. There wasn't any point where one or the other was dismissive or condescending like we've seen in the past. To me, this shows an improving character trend in the show as a whole. And can I say just how adorable and yet intriguing Applejack's behavior here is? I think we're actually seeing a legitimate fear and indecision which we haven't really had a chance to see before. Oh, and that Charlie Brown reference?
Good grief!
Classic. I was rather pleased to see a return of Coco Pamel, and there wasn't a single scene where she felt unnecessary. This wasn't just pandering to the fans, though I do appreciate seeing that from time to time. Rather, this was a situation where she felt like a natural addition to the story. And I really admire seeing a character trying to do her part in bringing back a closeness to her community. Though honestly, the way they told this story wasn't quite as predictable as I was expecting. We might have thought that Rarity and Applejack would find a way to bring everything back to the way it was before, but thankfully the writers threw in a few twists and turns that made the payoff a lot more satisfying, along with some fun little tidbits along the way. Was there anyone else who was watching this scene and immediately thought of this comparison? Maybe it's just me, but lines like that always make me smile. And I'd be willing to bet there's going to be a lot of comics and memes popping up over just how much punishment Applejack's hat was going through here. I guess we finally get a legitimate explanation as to just why the Apple family keeps so many extras around the house. And then we have the moral. Oh my goodness, I love how they set up this moral. We get to see how much effort Applejack was putting in and even start hoping that she'll somehow succeed despite the overwhelming workload. But we're given a very realistic wake-up call when every pony realizes there just isn't enough hooves around to get everything back the way it was. And when Rarity starts despairing right along with Coco Pamel, Applejack says one of the most simple and yet profound lines I've ever heard from her. You would not believe just how easy it is to forget a simple truth like this. And yeah, they weren't able to capture the exact memories that brought the community together, but their small efforts started getting others to understand that even if you don't have a lot of time, a little bit of work can still go a long way. And Rarity's understanding as to why Applejack was the one needed instead of Twilight made the lesson all the more memorable. I love this moral and I love this payoff. It makes for one of the better feel-good episodes in the whole series. I gotta say, this Rarity arc actually worked rather well overall. Canterlot Boutique provided a very real message about what drives your passion for work, though didn't really have that much entertainment. Rarity Investigates provided a lot of laughs and creativity, but didn't have that great a moral or a payoff. Made in Manehattan kept my interest all the way through, and still managed to leave a lasting impression with its wonderful message. A very good balance overall, I'd say. Now I would like to hear from each of you. Given that we've had 3 Rarity episodes in a row, how do you think Made in Manehattan compares to the previous 2 entries? Do you think Coco Pamel made for a good fit in the story? Do you have any favorite moments between Applejack and Rarity in the series as a whole? After watching this episode, do you feel any more motivated to making more of a difference in your surroundings? I would like to hear your thoughts on Made in Manehattan, and here's looking forward to even more feel-good episodes in MLP's future. I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.
You bet your boots we will.
Oh, I don't wear boots. I find they chafe my calves when I walk.
His people are completely literal. Metaphors are gonna go over his head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast.